Hello, MorganDragonMoon.
Hello, Kat. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. And you're in isolation like everyone else?
Well, I'm still a frontline employee. I can't talk. Sorry.
You should be going
Frontline employee, so I still have to go into work sometimes.
Okay. It's good to see you again. We have a few viewers. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching. This is MorganDragonMoon. This is Online Psychic live show. We also have a website. The link's above the video stream in the description. And you're doing readings tonight. We say mini readings, but they're longer than that. They always end up being longer. And what do you want to talk about tonight? We'll see. I've got a comment. Give me that. Hello to Sandy Messer.
Hello,
Thank
Mom.
you for joining us. Yeah, what do you want to talk about? We don't know yet, do we? What we're talking about?
Yeah, I didn't figure out what I wanted to talk about, but
that's okay. Nothing better than a raw show.
Right. But before the show, I was getting some like weird messages. Like I was trying to figure out something, and all of a sudden, like stuff about like Atlantis came up. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? And like the first thing that came up was weapon. Yeah. And then the second thing was, if this makes sense at all, fifth column. You ever heard of what a fifth column is? No. A fifth column, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is like a group that internally is trying to destroy like a government or something for another like group. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, well, I know what it means now. Thank you. Yeah. And I was like, are you guys, like, what, I was trying to figure out what the message meant. And then, like, I asked, can you tell me, like, what this fifth column was? And then the first thing that came up was a cult. Some sort of cult. Do you know, was that before we spoke? Or just now? I was, like, we were getting ready to go on the show, and you were busy, and I was just trying to, something was coming in my head, and then... Because that relates to what I was talking to you about before we came live, so I'll have to talk to you about that. That you've actually linked into something that I was talking about. Really? Yeah, so we'll talk about it later. Okay. That's why I know exactly what you're talking about. Hello, yeah. Michelle. How are you, Michelle? Thank you for watching. How are you doing, Michelle? Thank you. We have a few viewers. Thank you for watching. I would talk to you about it now, but I can't. It's a secret. Yeah. But how is everyone? We hope you're doing well. We hope you've got toilet paper. I got toilet paper. And I got plenty of food. That's good. Not everyone has any more. No, not really. I mean, I shouldn't be laughing. Who would ever think we ran out of toilet paper? Right. I mean, if I known 6 months ago, I would have bought a shitload of toilet paper. If I would have known something like this was coming, I would have tried doing something else about it, you know? I shouldn't laugh, but, you know, it's ridiculous, really. Hi, Kim. How are you doing? Yeah, hi, Kim. Thank you for watching our Sandy Like Secrets. Of course you do. Sorry. I would if I could. Right. And so what cards you got there tonight? Cards? What do I want to talk about? No, what cards you got? Oh, my cards. Yeah, what are you using tonight? Cards again. Oh, them ones. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. If anyone would like a reading, are they the Chinese cards? Yep, they're the Chinese fortune cards. Yeah, they're good. I love these cards. They're my favorite cards.
And the cards never lie.
Mm-mm. They've been pretty accurate most every time.
Yeah. That's good. You're good, Kim. Yeah. So, what can we talk about? This is MorganDragonMoon, and I call him our wizard. We only have one wizard on our website, and it just is like a wizard. He's a wizard, and that's why I call it that. That's why I call you a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And what does a wizard mean? People are probably thinking, well, a wizard knows a bit of this and a bit of that, a bit of everything about a bit of everything, and can learn anything, can teach anything, but you live your life like a wizard is always learning too themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you're still learning, but you're here. That knowledge you're going to learn is going to help a lot of people.
Oh, I believe so. I believe like now this is the how I describe it, the time where I need to be pushed in order to start helping people now.
Yeah, well, Kim, do you want you to talk about your awakening if you could?
Yeah, sure, I can talk about that.
Cool, I'll leave you with that.
All right. Where do I want to begin? Well, how do I want to start this? When I was younger, I, for some reason, knew that I could start feeling other people's emotions. Because, like, every time when I go into some room, it's at my school, I can tell who was upset or like the energy of the room. I could feel like the tension of the room. Like sometimes I could tell which room was like better to go in because the teacher was nicer, and the other room I did not want to go into because the teacher was hostile a lot. And in high school, not high school, elementary school, I used to get picked on a lot for talking to myself because at the time when I was talking to myself, I didn't know I was actually talking to other beings or spirits at that time. I only thought I was just talking to imaginary friends at that time. And about 2015, after my grandfather died, that's kind of when I started going down my spiritual path, because a long time ago I used to be. First, I was born in a Presbyterian family. Then we became evangelical Lutheran. I can't remember how long ago. It was like maybe 5 or 6 years after the flood. And then kind of when I was starting to live off my own, I was kind of going towards like the middle path where I didn't know if I wanted to not believe or believe anymore. And then after my grandfather died, that was kind of more or less the crossroads of what path I'm going to choose to go on. So then I went to a library and I checked out a book on this different pagan religions and stuff like that, the neo-pagan stuff like that. And one of the religions in there really synced up with me, and I started practicing that religion and back to that spiritual path. So, and then I started practicing magic, divination, and then my healing abilities I did not know about until I met my psychic friend Jenny Lee at one of the expos. She told me I was a healer, and I really didn't know what kind of healing I was supposed to do at one point. Hi, Teresa, how's it going? So I went to astrologer in Fargo, and I wanted to get a chart reading from her. And she was the one that suggested that I go try out, take a shamanism class, and I did. And then, yeah, it's been about almost 2 years since I took that class. We're supposed to have a review paper turn in and a clinic day where we practice the different types of shamanic healing on people in May, but with the whole virus thing, we don't know exactly what's going to be going on right now. But other than that, I've also had work done by Jenny Lee. She does her humbled healing and stuff, and she did one on me and pretty much got me ready to start doing my own healing, energy healing technique that I call torchlight healing. Because when you're in my office space, the lights are all off and it looks like little torches are on. So it's like you almost feel like you're in some kind of mystical cave or mystical room, and I have special music playing, and it's really soothing to people. And a couple people in the chat could definitely tell you how it is for them. They've had sessions done before. And then one time, this is by accident, I was working on my mom, and we were using these orgone pyramids. Hi, how's it going? Orgonite pyramids on her, and then all of a sudden I sensed a spirit coming in the room. This is, at the time I was starting to heighten my abilities that I can start sensing things. I mean, last night I had had some really interesting things happen in my apartment. I think our apartment building has a poltergeist or something, because every time when I talk about something, it all of a sudden like you hear banging on the wall, and it's usually the wall that has nobody there. But anyways, when I was working on my mom, I sensed a spirit come in, and then I asked who was it, and then the first thing that came through was it was my grandmother. And my mom asked that too, and I was like, that's what I got too. And then we were talking to her, and I was talking, like getting the messages from her. It's like some people can hear the voice in their heads. To me, it's like you get the thoughts in your head, and then kind of like the voice too. So I knew at the time. I didn't know at the time it was her, because I thought it was me making it up. But then I did it on another person, and I knew this wasn't anybody I knew talking to me. So, and then that's kind of pretty much how I found out about that. I'm still going through an awakening process. I mean, right now, some of the stuff I found out about the world is starting to cause me not to be able to sleep very well. So, and that's more or less like the darker aspects of what's going on in the world, but I'm not going to say it out loud right now because I have a feeling that would cause a lot of people to go away. So, but overall, I feel like I'm going through my awakening. I'm learning about who I was in past lives, how old my soul is, a lot of different stuff like that. Claircognizance. That's really cool. What's the one where you see something before? That's clairvoyance, right? Clairvoyance is when you see something before it happens, right, Kat? I think that's it, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah, I've had stuff like that happen before too, where
yeah, you get premonitions, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I had a premonition about something, exactly what was going to happen at work, and then when I went to work, same exact thing happened. It was just amazing. I was like, wait, did I really just do this?
Yeah. Yeah, Sandy's saying, knowing that is her top Claire, always has been. Sandy's, everyone, Samad is one of our psychics too, to see her at the reading room, as well as Morgan. MorganDragonMoon. You can call me Sandy, she said.
All right, I'll remember that, Sandy.
No one can say Samadhi. It's a beautiful name, though, Samadhi. But, yeah, I will leave you to it.
All right. So, what else do we want to talk about tonight? Leave you having. You're welcome, Kim. I'm glad you had my experience. It's amazing. Oh, I know I can talk about. I know most of you are all staying at home for quarantine stuff, but I'm currently one of the essential workers that still need to work at Target. So really, I've been coming a lot of anxiety at work. I mean, I'm trying to shield myself, but I still can feel their fear and everything. And then not only that, but I hear people coughing and sneezing. It's just like, it's just, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, I told someone this. It's like I feel like I'm in a war zone, and I don't know who's my enemy and who's my ally right now, and it's just kind of disturbing. I usually try to sage my stuff, my apartment, but I definitely need to do a lot of cleaning in my apartment because I've had people tell me that usually clutter causes energy buildups, like usually not very good energy buildups, but I still need to work at that. I'm trying to purge some of the stuff I have right now because eventually I want to move out to the East Coast, but until the whole coronavirus thing goes away, I can't really do anything about moving out there, but it still doesn't mean I can't clean at home. But I usually don't clean at home because I have, it's like, I want to clean and then all of a sudden another thing pops in my head. It's like, squirrel, I need to go do that. You know, I mean, my mom knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, but at my office, I would put a post-it notes and I'd write in what was the alphabet again? Thebian script. It's an old occult alphabet, and I write stuff about like only like positive spirits are allowed to come in, and like this is to ward off any negative entities from coming in, and then I put them on my the tops of the doorways so that nobody could see them, and plus nobody would be able to read them unless you know how to read Thebian script, which I even don't remember much about it, but I do have like a chart that says each alphabet letter, so I know exactly kind of what they read and stuff. So, and they've worked pretty good. I've had no problems with that, but sometimes we get people that do drag disembodied spirits and negative entities in, so we do have to sage a lot in our office space, but we're pretty good at cleaning it out. I mean, I have a friend that's really good at it too, but personal. Oh, that's funny. You just made my day, Sandy. Aliens. Yeah, I get what you mean, Michelle. I totally get it. Have any of you in the Northern Hemisphere actually looked up at the sky at night? Have any of you actually seen like the trail of satellites that are kind of going right by the moon. I mean, what's up with those satellites? I heard something about, like, who was it again? The guy that founded Tesla company. I've heard that too. And then I also have heard what's it? Jenny said something about putting a red brick near the door and pretty much saying, hey, this is my boundary. You guys, do you respect my boundary or don't bother coming in at all? So like she said, you need to give, like, sometimes you have to give spirit boundaries because they'll respect it, but some of the negative entities won't. But usually spirits will respect your boundaries. Yeah, they do, don't they? What am I getting? I'm getting like something coming in, but like the message is kind of fuzzy. It's almost like radio static. Just give me 1 second. Division. Something about division. I get it now. I got it. There's going to be people lately now that are going to be trying to cause people to not be united anymore. Like they're going to be posting stuff on Facebook, saying stuff on TV, whatever, because they know we're starting to get closer together and united, and they don't want that. So they're going to try to do whatever it takes for us to not be united together. But a lot more people are starting to see it now. That's what I got. So I have a feeling, and I think most of you feel it too, that a lot more people are starting to wake up. We're going through an awakening right now. I mean, I knew 2020 was going to be a big year before this whole virus happened. I didn't know the virus was going to happen, honestly. I can definitely tell you that for sure. I didn't even expect a virus to happen this year in 2020. I honestly thought that for me, this is going to be my year where my business would start picking up, and I still have a feeling it's going to pick up after this is all over. But what else? I totally agree, Sandy. Because the dark forces, that's all I'm going to call them right now, they are not giving up. They're going, how would I describe it? They're fighting until the bitter end. Because they know their time is short. Like, I usually don't quote biblical passages, but I know it was in Revelations, and like they said something about like, because they know their time is short. Oh, hi, Joy. How's it going? Just trying to figure out what I want to talk about. Do any of you have stuff protecting like your electronic stuff like that from being hacked? Because I was watching a lot of videos about more people are starting to try to hack into your systems now. So something about like being able to change your IEP address so that they're not able to track, you're not able to hack into your computer, because if your IEP address isn't changed, they'll be able to hack into it easily. That's good. I'm glad you're being safe, sorry. I'm still on the front lines, making sure that our shelves are stocked at work. Now they're going to start issuing us masks and gloves at work now. I never thought I was going to see something like this in my lifetime at all. I don't think any of you guys did either. Almost. This kind of feels like the Black Plague all over again, except a lot more people are panicking now, because now the whole instant news and instant everything now, it's like everybody knows about it right away now, whereas back then they had no social media. So then the plague was more or less like word of mouth, but it was only in one, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was only in one localized region. Wasn't it just Europe only? I think it was. That was caused by rats carrying fleas. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. I'm doing the best I can. I know I'm doing a pretty good job too. It's just kind of sombering that almost everybody now is calling people like me a hero now, and I honestly don't think I'm a hero. I honestly think that the people that are in the emergency services and them are more or less like the real heroes. But I've heard stories about firefighters even commenting to some of us and saying, hey, you guys are very important right now, because if you guys weren't here, people would be panicking because they wouldn't get food and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, I got very emotional when people started calling us that, because I've never been called that before. So what do I do? That's totally true. Thank you. I'm trying to hold it in. I'm sorry. What do I do now? Well, I do card readings. I also do shamanic healing. I've never done shamanic healing distantly before, because my instructor really told us not to do it distantly. So I do shamanic healing in my office in Grand Forks, and I also do my own energetic healing as well. I also do the humbled healing, which is energy healing / guided meditation thing that Jenny Lee created. I am practicing my mediumship skills, because now I know I am one. And tomorrow, I'm going to be taking a class from Jenny Lee on how to remote view. And we're not going to be remote viewing anything from this planet, so that's going to be really fun. So we're going to be remote viewing extraterrestrials, and I can't wait to see that. Because I did channel one once, and let's just say that was not fun, because it was a reptilian. So I know, Mom, I know what you're going to say. I did it to myself because I wanted to find out more about them, because, yeah, it is amazing. So anyways, I was trying to figure out more about the reptilians and the draconians, and I did contact a draconian. And they were laughing at me the whole entire time, but I was able to talk to him ask him a couple questions, but then he did not want to be in my body anymore, and he left. And after that, I felt so sick. I literally had to smudge myself with mugwort, Palo Santo, and then I even like misted myself with holy water I made. It was just, oh God, I felt so sick after that. They did not like being in my body at all. But I figured out more about their history now and the whole galactic wars about Lyra and stuff like that. I would talk more about that, but it's just hard comprehending that I was actually there and I actually did cause the whole thing to happen. Because I wasn't originally a light spirit when I was created. I was originally dark. And how I found that out, and I found that out with what does my friend do again? Quantum hypnosis therapy. Hello, how are you doing? I'm MorganDragonMoon, and I'm doing readings tonight. If you like a reading, just click on the PayPal link above the video, and I will do a reading for you tonight. But anyways, found out about that. Found out I was originally dark spirit, and then I decided I can only go so much levels up with being a dark spirit. And then and then I made the choice of changing into a light spirit, and ever since then I've been going on a pretty ascension path. Thanks. Yeah, I see what times it's my third eye. That's very interesting. Have you actually encountered them in physical form at all, or no? Because my friend Jenny and Joy in town, there's a guy in town that's a reptilian, and I've never met him, but I have a feeling that every time I want to try to see who this person is, they don't want to come anywhere near me because I think they already know who I am. So I don't think they like the fact that their former royalty decided to defect and go to the light path instead. Because I don't think anybody's ever talked about stuff like that happening before. You know what I mean? Because you never hear about any spirit that decides, hey, I don't want to be in the dark path anymore. I want to flip. I want to go down the other path. I do believe that. Well, the question is, what am I? I'm wondering what I am, because Jenny says I'm not originally from this planet, and I already kind of know where I was originally from, because I know for a fact I was Draconian, because I'm still obsessed with dragons. And on my star chart, when I plotted it out, the star Thuban, which is in the constellation Draco, is 2 degrees right next to my sun sign. So according to that, that was what I was once in a recent past life. And then from this book I purchased, it's called the Starseed Compass, which has like all these different star positions in the yeah, I just found that out. The spirit wanted to be sent to the light. That's good. Wow, that's interesting. I've never seen a UFO in consciousness, but when I was sleeping, I've seen UFOs in my dreams. Like I've seen invasions happen in my where I live. I've had a dream where I was abducted and sent to the future and actually saw East Grand Forks and Grand Forks, what they look like 1,000 years in the future. Oh, cool. That was very cool. So when I did my chart, I got the coordinates that I matched up were Syrian, Palladian, I think was one of them. Lyran. I'm just loving these comments tonight. It's fun to read them. I think it was Lyran, Palladian, Syrian, and maybe Andromedan or something like that. I don't really remember, but some of the stuff made a lot of sense because of what the chart said about. I mean, not the chart, the book said about like what the different species are and like what they're kind of attracted to, like what their worlds were like. Like I know one of them was like something with magic and stuff like that, and then one of them was like kind of like the whole goth subculture thing is originally from one of those planets. I'm not sure which one, but it's very interesting now watching the stars. Oh wow, that'd be really interesting if I was. The one thing I'm worried about, and I don't know why I should be worried about this, because I did a test a long time ago for my genetic code, and then I also did a thing where I wanted to check and see like what my ancient ancestry was. And on one of the sites, they had like the different families from Europe. And I don't know if any of you heard of the Merovingians. They're from France or whatever. One of my genetic codes matched 30% with a noble from there. And I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently they're one of the really old bloodlines that are tied to what I will not be saying out loud right now. So I really hope I'm not part of that bloodline, because yeah, I just hope I'm not part of that bloodline, because if I was, that would explain the reason why I'm not dead. And that's cool. I think my Venus sign is Leo, I think. Let me check on my chart again. I have my chart up. Let me take a look really quick. I know my what's the one? The one that on the chart that means like how you present yourself to the world as. I think that's the ascendant, if I'm not mistaken. And that's Capricorn for me. So and I'm normally my chart's Virgo. So I figured I was, but I'm not a bad one. because I care about humanity too much, but at the same time, there is times where I do get pissed off at humanity, and I'm not gonna lie, because there is stuff that humans do that just drives me crazy. Like how everybody can feed the fear so easily. You know what I mean? That's interesting. Yeah, so my moon sign's Aquarius, 14 degrees 11. Mercury's Virgo. My sun's Virgo. My Venus is Leo. Yeah, I do care. I have a feeling like I was one of the few of the original ones that decided to not fight for them anymore and wanted to defect right away. So Mercury. That's a very interesting planets. Okay, so where was I? Venus is in Leo. My Mars is Gemini. That makes a lot of sense for me. Jupiter's Leo. That fits perfectly. Saturn's Capricorn. Uranus is Capricorn. Neptune's Capricorn. Yeah, maybe. Pluto is 15 degrees Scorpio, so I'm part of the Pluto and Scorpio generation. And then the next generation that was born after me, they're the Pluto and Sagittarius generation, or as Robert Phoenix likes to call them, the Hunger Games generation. I believe so. Water Scorpio, yep. My true node is Aquarius. My south node's Leo. My Chiron is 24 degrees Cancer. That's it for that chart. I didn't put anything else in there yet, but my ascendant is Capricorn. My midheaven is Scorpio. Can't remember what the other ones are on the chart. According to this, I have more Earth signs than I do anything else. That was very fascinating. I just love astrology. I really want to learn more about it so I can actually start doing chart readings and stuff like that, because you see all the path, the drawings on the charts and everything, like how they all fit together. It's just fascinating. I mean, I was watching. Oh, that's awesome. Ascendant's Taurus. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. Gaia TV. I was watching Gaia TV today, and I was watching the 11th House with Robert Phoenix, and they were talking about the you ever heard of the Babylon ritual? I mean, the Babylon thing, whatever. It's like Libra 49 or something. I can't remember what the year it was, but it was a ritual that Jack Parsons, L. Ron Hubbard, you all know who he is, I think her name's I can't remember what her full name is, but it's like Cameron something. I can't remember what her name like the full name, but I know it's the Cameron something. And so what they did a 3-month ritual, and their goal was to bring in the goddess energy back into the timeline, because they were sick of the old patriarchy thing at that time. So what they did was they used the energy of Saturn, and they were able to travel back to the original timeline and bring out the energy of the goddess Babylon, the Babylonian goddess Babylon. As a lot of people who read the Bible would recognize that in Revelations, as the woman who rides the red beast or something like that. I think that's exactly what it was, but it was literally prophesized that someone would do something like that. So, how do I describe it? It's almost like what they did do it, so it did succeed, but I feel like the dark aspects of what they did is affecting everything now. So like, you'd have to watch the episode. It was amazing. But when they showed Jack Parsons' chart and L. Ron Hubbard's chart, it was just fascinating. Like they both had like a almost a full water trine of water signs. I know Jack Parsons was close to having one, but it was very close. And L. Ron Hubbard's thing was so, he had the Piscean energy in him so much because he was once in the Navy, and then stuff about Scientology. That's that would be awesome if we could do that. That'd be really cool if we can do that. I would just love to take a class on this and actually start reading people's charts, because I know a lot of people don't think astrology is a big deal, but the charts are almost like a blueprint of your life, or like how your life is supposed to be, like what you're kind of meant to do, kind of thing. But the timeline always is rippling. It's like dropping a stone in the pond and you see all the ripples. So every decision you make, you're making another ripple in the timeline. If that makes sense. Pluto, I have to look that up again. I did talk about this a couple weeks ago on Why Not Wednesday, but I will look this up again. Yeah, I do. It's just fascinating. I love astrology. I mean, I would read it every single day in the newspaper, but I didn't know for a fact that they were only talking about the sun signs, change and transformation. Yeah, you're right. It's transformation, power, death, rebirth, and evolution. And it transits 12 to 15 years. But yeah, and there's also fixed stars in the charts too as well. Like I know Sirius is one. Rigel is one, because that's a Leo. I mean, that's in the star of constellation Leo. What What's another one? Beetlejuice? No, not Beetlejuice. Don't say that name 3 times or else something bad's gonna happen. Sorry, that was just a joke. That was from that movie, Beetlejuice. Oh, I just said it 2 times now. Sorry, I just love that movie. It was a good movie. So we got about 10 minutes left. Do you think I should do a group card reading, Kat? Or
Yes, you can.
okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, you do that. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I will do a group reading for everybody before we go. I hope you all are having a really good night. And I'm glad you're all here to watch me. I'll make sure I watch some you guys when you're on as well. So I'll do a 3-card reading now. Oh, that one's upside down. Okay, first card is reunions. Second card is forgiveness. You're welcome, Sandy. And the last card is wisdom. Okay, the first one, the reunions one, it kind of feels like it relates to us because we're all reuniting again in the room. We're all getting back together, talking to each other, kind of trading stories. A lot of families around the world now are staying a lot closer together now because of this virus. Something about the ancestors are coming back too, because the spirit world is coming back too. I mean, they're watching what's going on right now. At least that's what I heard from other psychics. I know for a fact that the veil is going down now, like the veil of the hidden, the veil of secrets. But yeah, the ancestors are coming back. More spirits are going to be in this realm now. Both dark and light spirits. The second card, forgiveness. I have a feeling that's related to dark past life stuff that we had. And something about dark spirits as well. There's dark spirits that are coming in right now, and I have a feeling that not a feeling, they want to be forgiven for what they did in their lifetime or their incarnation or whatever reality they originally were in. They realize that they're their mistake, and I have a feeling they want a second chance. And funny enough, this is the second chance month now. Yes, exactly, Sandy. You got it. That's amazing. That fits perfectly too. It just resonates a lot too, especially with what I said as well too. And then wisdom. Yes, I think it's Libra, if I'm not mistaken. I could take a look really quick here too. 20. It's the pink moon. That's a super moon. Okay, that's not telling me what sign it's in. But I do believe you are right. I do believe it is Libra. There we go, Astroseek. Oh, and the last card is Wisdom. This is the time for us to gain more knowledge and pass it on. Yep, you are totally correct. It's in Libra. And then it will be going into Scorpio. Fascinating, right? This card makes a lot of sense. You guys are just giving me really interesting knowledge and wisdom, and we're all giving each other wisdom and helping each other grow stronger and become more aware of what's going on in this world and the next worlds and stuff like that. So this is a perfect time for us to all be teaching each other what we know and what we are learning, because we're definitely going to grow a lot stronger that way too. So did that resonate with anybody tonight? Because I feel like this was all meant for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've been lazy tonight. I haven't been putting the comments up on the screen. I've been doing something. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I knew you were following them.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. Another great show.
Thank you.
And we will see you again.
Yes, I will be on again.
Yeah, but not next week. Don't you have next week? You got something on, don't you? This time next week?
I think I might have booked on a Thursday or something. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up again, but yeah, I will.
No.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it's good. Well, thank you, and thank you everyone for watching the show tonight. And we will all see you. We'll see you all next time.
I will see you guys on Wednesday if you decide to stop by and check out my Why Not Wednesday show.
Yeah. No worries. Thank you, MorganDragonMoon.
Thank you.
We'll see you, everyone.
Have a good night.